All right, welcome to our next lesson in the series on the Nashville Number System. We have been doing so much fun stuff already with fills, fancy fills, chopping, all that kind of stuff. And now we are going to use our first finger fiddle capo system that we have grown to love. And by the way, make sure you're shaking your hand out, because if you're going through all these lessons and you're keeping that first finger down, you're gonna end up with a claw hand at the end of this. So make sure you're just kind of doing some stretching and hydrating, and don't forget to breathe. Most of you are not breathing. I can see you out there holding your breath. I know how it is. We're all guilty of it. So make sure you're stretching that out, because we've still got more first finger fiddle capo work to do. And right now what we're going to focus on is how to use the first finger as an anchor to creating solos. And that is one of the most intimidating things, I think, for people when it comes to participating in a bluegrass jam. And I so get it. I didn't start playing bluegrass really full time until I had already been playing the fiddle for 20, 25 years. And I was a pretty successful fiddle player, and had a lot of accolades and medals hanging from my wall, but bluegrass was such an intimidating thing. But I saw people playing it, I heard the music, and I was so captivated by it. I was compelled to do it. But the first few jams that I got into, I really found myself feeling like I was drowning most of the time. And I was relying on, my general fiddle skills to kind of hang in there, and, trying to hear things by ear and being super scared of the scary keys and all of that kind of thing. And I would get done with a jam and feel like I just ran a marathon. And I am not a runner on purpose. So this was not something that I wanted to feel like, And so as I got into it and I started developing some of the systems, that I'm showing you now, it started, really easing my anxiety, giving me a template, giving me a starting point. And I bring that up to say that these systems that I'm showing you, this is not the be all end all. This is not like, well, you learn the fiddle capo and now you're good and that's all you're going to use forever and ever. What it really is like a safety net for you to go into a jam and have a starting point. Have a place of like, okay, this is in B, and so I'm going to just put that first finger down on the B note and do my 1, 4, 5s and, try to figure all that stuff out. And that is fantastic. But then as that becomes more natural for you, you use it as a jumping off point. And then you can stray from the system. The fiddle capo police are not going to come for you if you, move down into the lower octaves or, do anything like that. And so I think it's important to point that out, that this is, I'm showing this to you so that you have a starting point and a place where you can feel like you can participate in a bluegrass jam without feeling like you run a marathon, and then you can take that and go from there. I also think that you'll see that over on my bluegrass lessons, you'll see me using the fiddle capo system actually in some of my solos, but not through the whole thing. So you can actually go back and sort of check those out and learn some of those solos and think, oh, I see where she's using the system, and now I see where she sort of strayed from it and how she's combining the two. And that's ultimately where we want to get with it. But what we're going to do now, we're going to go back to our key of E, because I like it. And by the way, I am truly not choosing E for any other reason than it's there, and I sort of sing this song in this key a lot, and it's just so this is not, I'm not showing favoritism for E for any sort of nefarious reason. It's just the one that's here. But anyway, what we're going to do is we're now going to learn the melody of this tune using the first finger as our starting point. Because guess what? The melody, it's all right there within our first finger little system. So follow along. So they tell me your love is like a flower. Now, I played that whole phrase without moving that first finger off of that double first finger. So they tell me your love is like a flower. that fair and you've got that melody note, well, why don't you play the double stop that we know is our 5-chord double stop? So, in the springtime it blossoms so fair. And then, because so many of these songs have this structure where the first 2 bars and the third 2 bars are the same,